Session number 10 of the Tamiya Phantom 48 scale F-4B build. Hello, this is BJ from Hearns Hobbies and welcome to part 10 of the Tamiya 1/48 scale Phantom F-4B build. So this is where I'm up to here. As you can see just there, I've got one wing bent and the other one deployed. Now last time you may recall that I've put in the airspeed brakes, you can see them here. And then also spent time building these pylons and they're all fitted. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move to the next step, which is step 45. And that's the AIM-7E Sparrows. So they're these big air-to-air missiles here, and then also the Sidewinders. Okay, so let's get those bits and we'll start cutting out the parts. All right, let's just shift this aside here. Now, I've got these sparrows here. So how many do I need? I need 4 sparrows and 4 sidewinders. So I think I'll need a couple of sprue to attend to that. Let's just cut off these sparrows first. Alright, so there's my 4 sparrows. And they're all going to need the fins. Z17 is a mid fin and Z16 is the tail fin. Z17. Okay. Let's trim all those off as well. And then we'll prepare the sidewinders. Okay, let me just shift that to give me some more room. To lay out my sparrows here. Just make sure I've got the right ones. So smaller ones are the tail ones. And the larger ones are the mids. Okay, and I'm going to need 2 of each of these for each sparrow, so I'll need the other sprue as well. Cut these off. Alright, so the bigger ones. Small ones. Okay, so I've got all those there. Lay them out to make sure we have all the correct ones. Okay, you may notice that the locating tabs are really long on these, and that really helps to make sure that they're aligned straight. Let's do a trial fit here. Okay, so when you push it in, whoops, there's a nice positive feel. They're slightly tapered, so they only go in one way. Okay, oh, probably not going to help. I'm trying to show you how it's sitting at right angles to the fins that are already on here. So it's already pretty well aligned when you put it on. Alright, so I might as well start gluing these together. There's a little bit of side movement, so as I add the glue, I'll just make sure at the end of this they are fully aligned. And that just means holding it up like this and just making sure they're straight. Don't need a lot of adjustment, just a little bit. Okay, so you just make sure that it's straight. And they'll set pretty quickly. So while they're doing that, I might as well move on to the tail ones. Okay, so again, we just make sure they're pressed in firmly. And that they're straight. Okay, looks good. So what we can do is, since we've already done the mid ones, we can use those as a guide as well to straighten them up. Just moving it back and forth as I'm looking at it from behind. And okay, that's good. All right, I'm going to rest that over here. And we'll just continue on doing exactly the same thing. Might speed it up a bit by doing a mid one and then doing the tail. Alright, so from here, let's just make sure they're straight. And the same for the rear. All right, that's pretty good. Just have to be careful as we go. And as I'm laying them down, I'm just being careful not to apply any extra pressure, otherwise I may change their angles as they're drying. I think this one, I need to trim it off a bit. Most of the other ones I didn't trim because when I cut off the sprue, it was pretty clean. But this one's still got quite a bit of a gate on it, stopping it from going all the way in. Alright, so that's good. Okay, so alignment again. Okay, and then we just make sure the rear ones match up the ones in the middle. Okay. Alright, so we're on to our last one. Alright, this one will need a bit of a trim, I think. Alright, alignment. And matching the rear to the front. Okay, pretty good. Alright, so there's our 4 Sparrows. Let's move on to our Sidewinders. So Sidewinders, again, we need 4 of them. Now we've got these ones here, let's see. Z4 and Z11. Z4 and Z11. Okay, so you might notice that the Sidewinders here, they've got deployed, I guess you call them stabilizing vanes. And you're just going to make sure you get the right ones cut. So let's make sure we do this for the Z4. Okay, and then we need Z11. Z11. And Z12 is for the tail vane. Okay, make sure we've got all the bits we need. We need 2 more of the Z2s for the front there. Alright, so let's just get these. Okay, and we just repeat that process for the other ones. Okay, so we've got our components here for our little sidewinders. There's going to be a little bit of cleaning up involved. I might just glue these halves together first. And then when I trim off the gate, it should be nice and clean without any gouge marks. So let's do that. Let's make sure we've got our tails over here. So there's 4 of them. Actually, I haven't cut out these small vanes for the front yet. Okay, let's get started. Shift that a bit. All right, there's one. Okay, so the bodies are all put together, and now we're just going to do the vanes. I might do the back ones first. Now these are, I guess you call this a bayonet type fitting, which should help it make sure that they sit in really nice and fully aligned, and they do, because you can't actually move them around, they'll only slide in one way. That helps a lot. Just add some glue. Okay, we'll just continue along and do all the rest of them. This is part of that engineering that really helps make sure that you build a really nice final model. Oops, there's too much glue there. Okay, nicely done. All right, so let's do these little veins here. This could be tricky because they're quite small, but again, they've got the very big locating tabs on them. Oops. Just a little small for my fingers, but let's give it a go. All right, that fits in all right. So I'll apply the glue now, then I'll just make sure the orientation after I put this one in. Okay, that doesn't fit too well because it's still got a bit of dag on it. Just trim it up. Okay. Okay, so we'll use the rear vanes to align these front ones. So I'm just viewing this right down the center of the Sidewinder. And just matching up that vane with the tail vane. Okay, that looks good. Pop that there. Let's continue on with these. Now I might trim all of these because I have left a bit too much of a dag on all of them. Problem with these is if you leave it on there, it's not going to sit in correctly. But to me, I always do leave a little bit of leeway. So if you've got the smallest dag there, it's not visible anyway. It should still sit properly, but these have got excessive amounts. So if there's a case, it's very easy to just quickly trim it with a sharp knife. All right, all those are good to go. Let's move on to this one. Okay. So exactly the same as the previous one, I'm just making sure these veins are sitting right. And there's a little bit more glue there. Okay, that was good. Okay. Oops. I should use some tweezers, they're a bit fiddly. All right, there's one left. Okay, so finally lining up the last Sidewinder. Okay, there we go. So we have our 4 Sparrows and then our 4 Sidewinders. Okay, so that completes step 45. So next step is step 46, which is attaching the ordnance. Okay, so we're going to be gluing these onto the fuselage now. Actually, you might have noticed that after all this time, I still have the tape, which is on the spine there. I've just been lazy and left it there, but it actually serves no purpose anymore, so I'll just take those off. Okay, so I'll flip her over. And you'll see these are the areas where the sparrows are going to live. See how there's specific indentations for them. And then the sidewinders are going to be living on this pylon right here. Okay, so let's do these first. All right, so you have to pay attention that the extrusions on these face outwards. So let's just have a look here. Am I missing something? Oh, okay, I've missed some parts here from the sparrows. That's why it doesn't look right. Okay, let's catch up with that first. Z15. Okay, so Z15, let's get those. Maybe these things here? No? Z15, these small things here, all right. another collection on here. Okay, so these little things we just need a little bit of sand. I've got my sanding stick, so I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so there we go. Let's grab these. Give it a quick sand, get rid of these nubs. Okay. Now as I'm cleaning these up, there's only a couple left here. It won't take very long. As you're gluing these onto the Sparrows, you just have to pay attention that these only go in one direction. Or they're meant to go in one direction. So just make sure you check the manual for the orientation of these straight parts. Because otherwise I'll look a little out of place. They have it's like a little arrow type shape to them. I'm sure that's meant to be facing forward. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so with these, let's see. Looks like the part with the little dotty bit faces forward. Okay, so let's just drop this in there. Okay. Glue that on. Right, so there's one on each side. Okay, so there's one ready. Okay, another one there. These ones have different. Okay, so I think a couple of these I have built for the wrong part. Okay, that's where I should be paying more attention to this manual, I think. So hence, here it is again. What am I doing wrong here? Z14. All right, so I'm meant to be using these. Oops. Okay, so 17 and 16s. Have I used them all? So 17s. Okay, so I need to take them off here. Oh, that teaches me not to be paying attention. Sure there's no extras. Okay. Let's see. Makes it a bit harder when things are already glued on. We'll see how we go. Nope. Okay, I think I'm going to have to fix these another day. Alright, let's pop those aside. Pop these aside. And we'll just continue on with the bits that I did correctly. Okay, so these are all good. Now I still need to clean these up a little bit. Okay, that'll do. Alright. Alright, so these are meant to be facing outwards. So let's pop this in here. Alright, so let's see, that's meant to be fitting in to this hole, I would think. Alright, have a closer look here. I have the feeling there's a couple of locating holes that I perhaps missed on the very early steps of drilling out holes. Although it's not indicating them. Just can't see how these are meant to cleanly drop into here. So I think there should have been a hole here to accept a locating point. I'm going to add that quite easily, just by drilling out a hole, I guess. Let's see where that's meant to go. Okay, let's just pop it here. Do the same on this side. Let's see if that's any better. Okay, it sort of feels better. Let's just open it up a little bit more. Okay. I think that's right. Let's try the other side. That fits a little better. Alright, so perhaps this hole isn't in the quite right spot. So it should be sitting fairly flush. That side's good. Oh, I think that's because this is meant to be on this side. Yes. Okay. Okay, that makes more sense. Let's open up this hole. Okay, making more sense. Alright, so that fits perfectly now. So we've got our two Sparrows in place. Other two, I made a mistake, so I'm going to have to fix that. I just have to take off these fins and fit them onto the other one. They look okay. I might just pre-drill the hole over here as well. Get ready for those Sparrows. I want to fix them next time around. Okay, I think we'll leave it at that point now. So we've made our 4 Sparrows, 2 which I didn't pay attention and actually built the wrong ones. So we're going to have to fix those. We've got our Sidewinders, they're ready to go on, so they'll be going onto these pylons here, the inner pylons. I think we'll continue on with the next session. So next session I'll be taking off these fins which I've put onto the wrong Sparrows, put them on the correct ones, clean it up a bit, and then we'll finally glue them onto the base of the fuselage. So, alright, that's the end of our session number 10 of the Tamiya Phantom 48 scale F-4B build. And please follow along for the next one. So next one is 11, and you'll see I made a mistake, but I guess we all make mistakes, and I'll show you how I fix that as well. If I can't get that off with additional glue, then I'll be cutting it off and then we'll re-glue it on. So either way, everything can be fixed. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time around.